Sorry for the interruption, folks, but I was actually making seed crackers, which are delicious. My wife loves them with cheese or with salmon mousse or all kinds of things on them. I like them myself as well. There's a recipe for them in Tim Noakes' book, and I presume there are numerous variants of them available. Um, what do I eat for the rest of the day? Well, uh, for lunch, I like to have something like smoked mackerel with a sliced tomato, an entire smoked mackerel with a sliced tomato, and I'll have some cheese and whatever lying around. Uh, I'll also have Greek yogurt and berries again at lunch because I really like them. For dinner, I have anything at all as long as it doesn't have starch in it. So I'll have what everybody else is having, minus the starch. But my wife has got on this diet as well because it was easier for her to do and she really likes it. And even though she is not a person who's inclined to get heavy, she has lost 7 or 8 pounds, I would say, and it looks like the girl she was when I married her. Figure wise, she's just amazing for her age. Um, Other points about it, as regards exercise, this is one thing I was worried about because I'm a very keen cyclist and I would cycle at least 100 miles a week during the winter, and during the summer I'd cycle 150 more and go on long bike tours. I found that pretty well within a few days of starting this diet that I was able to cycle fine. I then discovered that I had much better day to day leg muscle recovery. And when I've gone on bike tours, I would wake up in the morning. Conventionally, you would wake up in the morning after a couple of days and your legs would hurt going up the stairs and you wouldn't have quite the normal strength in them. That's gone. That doesn't happen. Practically doesn't happen. Um, I also find that I could cycle big distances on much fewer calories. For instance, I did before my Land's End John O'Groats Spin 100 miler, had my normal breakfast. Off I went at 60, and this was difficult terrain, and it's 4,000 feet involved in the 100 miles. At 68 miles, I had 3 slices of cheese out of a packet of cheese, and that was it for the whole 100-mile spin. Using conventional food, you would have to eat something every half an hour to an hour, or like a sandwich or something like that. So there would be a lot more calories involved. The really noticeable thing about a low carb diet, which Bob emphasizes and which everybody emphasizes, and which every fool who knocks this diet never mentions because it will completely undermine his argument, is that you're not hungry. You're not hungry at all in comparison to normal. You get hungry before meals, you eat, and the hunger is gone. And you don't really think of food for the next few hours. Whereas if you're watching your diet and counting calories, in the long term it doesn't work because you just are overwhelmed by hunger and eventually you will crack. Biology will win. Do people fail at a low carb diet? They do fail. They fail for a very simple reason. They stop counting the carbs, or they say, oh, I'll have this and I'll have that. You don't have to be hungry. You just have to make the mature decision. I'm not having this stuff anymore. Or if I'm having it, it's going to be very occasional. And that's all there's to it. You have a choice. You have a choice. Do I want to be 182 pounds? Or would I rather be 222 pounds? Or the heaviest I've been 226 pounds? Get out of breath going upstairs, not cycle well with my friends, having problems keeping up with them on hills, not looking as well as I do. I'm probably too thin now. People would say in Ireland that I'm too thin, but our family, my mother's family, had very thin faces. So our faces are thinner than our bodies are. And that's just a decision you have to make. Kathleen Turner is famous for her quote that when a woman comes to the age of 40, she has to choose between her face and her ass. Well, I suppose it's the same for a man. So, anyway, I don't have anything more to say at the moment. I might make a proper video with proper lighting because I know this is too dark.